Hi, it's Martin. Welcome back to my Knit 365 YouTube channel. Today is episode 3 of Vlogtober and another video around my West Knits mystery knit along. So today's video was going to be all about winding the wool and the lazy swatch. And I was going to do this video on Wednesday. But for continuity purposes, if you've watched episode 2, you will see I'm in the same t-shirt. And I'm actually going to record a little bit of footage now to start this video, because I think it'll take a couple of days, and then I'll get it uploaded on Wednesday. So I showed you the wool from Lola Bean, and I'm super excited to use this. I've just been looking through some of the Ravelry forums, and there were people on there saying, oh, I've washed my yarn. And I was like, I don't pre-wash my yarn. What's this about? So I've done a bit of research, and lots of people saying where you have dark colours, you should pre-wash, because what you don't want is to finish your project and then your dark colour bleeds into the light colour. So I've never done that before. I've dropped an email over to Adela, who is the designer behind Lola Bean Yarns, dyer behind Lola Beans, to ask for their advice on whether I should do it or not. I was just been chatting to Mark, and he said, measure twice, cut once, which is a motto that I think we should all live by. So I've emailed Adela to ask, and I think I am just going to wash the red one. The grey one, yes, it's darker, but I've never had a problem with hand-dyed yarns, especially not a grey. So the grey is quite dark, but nowhere near as dark as the red, and the red is a lot more saturated. So I think I'm going to pre-wash the red, and I'm going to pop it in the sink now, and then I'm going to wind my yarn. So welcome to this video. Slightly earlier footage than planned, but good footage nonetheless as we pre-wash my skein. So I'm going to get a little bit of wool soap. I use Eucalan, a little bit of Eucalan in the sink. Leave it in some very cool water, is the advice that I seem to have seen online. It's not like blocking it in slightly, hand hot water, slightly cold water, just above cold, tepid, I think is probably. So I'm going to pop that in some tepid water, leave it for half an hour, and then you don't wring it out. You just give it a gentle squeeze to get the water out. Whereas when you block something, you put it in a towel, you give it a good press to get the water out, and then just hang it up to dry, which I'm going to do. And then hopefully this will be dry by Wednesday. We've got the heating on in the bathroom today to dry some clothes because it's raining outside. I don't know why I said that, because we dry clothes in the bathroom all the time. We never put clothes outside. We live in a flat. Anyway, you get the point. So I'm going to do this, and the heat in the bathroom, it'll probably be dry by tonight. So I'll definitely be able to wind my wool in time. Right, off we go. Okay, we are in the bathroom. I've grabbed Mark, my sturdy tripod. Right, yarn is unwound. You can see that there are 2 extra grey tags. There were only 2 ties on the wool, so I've added a couple of extra just to be on the safe side. And then we are going to run the sink, a little bit of Eucalan, just a spit, because it's going to be cold. Okay, and then gently in, without trying to agitate it, because obviously it's got to stay separated and neat in order to be wound. Right. Okay, there we go. Mark, you can see that? So we will leave that for 10-15 minutes and then just come back and check that the water is still clear. And if the water's not clear, then it was the right thing to do. Okay, this is ever so slightly tingy pink. This is the second colour, or second wash. I did see some colour coming out of it the first time, so I've just put it back in some more water. So I'm going to take it out and then may just give it a third time. But it's definitely not a lot. It's just ever so slightly tinging pink. So I'm really glad that I read about pre-washing really colour jars. Definitely a little pinky, but not significantly, but it's definitely leaked a little tiny bit of colour. So I'm going to give it a third try now. Okay, so this is on its fourth wash now. I hate this bit. I'm not loving this process. This is kind of why I don't swatch, because there's all this extra stress. Right, there we go. So it's had 4 changes. You can still see there's a tiny, tiny hint, but it's such a vibrant and lush colour that I think that's natural, and it's so much lighter than it was. So it's had 5 washes, so I'm happy with that now. I'm going to leave that and I'm going to hang it up and let it dry. Right, excuse the bedding. Right, I've just popped it over the coat hanger and it is now up against the radiator, gonna have it dry, and I've popped a little towel on the floor to catch any drips. So there we go. It is still all nicely separated. Ties are on. I will sort out the mess before I wind it, which you will see shortly. And there we have it. We have 5 wound balls of wool. 5 cakes. I'll tell you a story about the cream now in a moment. So the wool has been wound, all ready to go. Let me put these down carefully so I don't drop them. The red, as you saw, has been washed, and we went from the red hanging up drying in the bathroom to a little bit of spinning, and voila, we have some cakes. The red is the only one that I've washed, and the water came out ever so slightly pinky. But I've checked, for any of you that are now going to say, oh, well, the red will have bloomed and the others haven't, and the tension, I've checked them on my finger. They are pretty much still the same size. The red hasn't bloomed that much, so I'm completely fine with it. So I'm ready to go with my yarns. I jumped the gun, as I said a bit earlier in the video. I emailed Adela and asked if I should pre-wash, and then I just did it anyway because Mark said just do it. I'm pointing there, he's cooking tea, we're having risotto. I didn't say that, did I? It's now Tuesday night, I'm home from work. But Adela did come back and say that she doesn't find, and she's never had any complaints, that the yarn will bleed. But what she does often recommend is knitting a small swatch with colours and then actually blocking the swatch and just making sure. So I am going to do that. I know, who am I? I'm not blocking a swatch. I'm not going to do a swatch to block, to check my tension. I'm going to do a swatch just so that I can wash it at temperature and then leave it to dry. And I'm just going to double check that the colours don't bleed into each other. But I've given this a soak now. Some of the water did change a little bit of colour. I'm not stressing about it. I'm sure it's all going to be fine. So, colours wound, wool ready. I have my lazy swatch. So I said I was going to do a bit of research and I would read through the pattern. Let me do this while I talk to you. And I read through the pattern, and what the pattern says is you need 5 colours, but the pattern then says, don't worry about what the colours are, because I will tell you what the colours need to be in the pattern. So a little bit of a mystery from old Stephen West. And he says just to do the colours and just see what works. So I'm going to quickly do my swatch while I'm sitting here chatting to you, my lazy swatch. But yeah, I thought that was interesting because I hadn't read ahead on the pattern, as I said. And last year it was very much, this is the colour. Oh, sorry, this is the pattern. This is how you should choose your colours, 1, 2, and 3. Whereas this year, it's, you need 5 colours. And when we get the first clue, I will then tell you how to choose the colours, which is just intriguing. And I love a bit of intrigue and mystery. So I'm just going to wrap my colours. I'm wrapping them in a fade, which I might rewrap and do another lazy swatch that's not in a fade. I do like that fade though. That's quite nice, that is, isn't it? I'm not going to break. Will I break? I don't think I'm going to run out of wool, so I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of wool. So I don't feel like I need. I could break the colours, couldn't I? What am I trying to say? Do I break the yarns or not to make my swatch? I don't think I will. I think I'll just do this, take a picture, and then I can unravel it. I'm loving this little lazy swatch tool. So there's colour 4, and then colour 5. So, see, I never swatch, and we've talked in these videos. I don't swatch because I'm often neither too loose nor too tight, although it has caught me out in a few projects recently. So I am thinking I probably need to start swatching. But give me a little tool and I'm away. I'm like, oh, look, it's a gadget. Let's swatch. So there we go. There is my lazy swatch. Oh, this might make a nice thumbnail for the video. So we have my lazy swatch, and I actually do really like the way those colours fade together. I might actually cut this off. It's very little yarn, isn't it? If I'm literally running down to there, that's yarn chicken territory. Yeah, I might actually break this, and I might just do another one, and I might just do grey, red. Yeah, I'll do that. You don't need to see me do that. I'll pop back in a moment with that. I'm also going to do an actual swatch, as I said. So I'm probably going to wind another swatch to see how the colours work, not in a fade. And then I'll do an actual swatch. Just, I'll probably cast on that much actually. So I don't know what, 20 stitches, 22 stitches. That's probably for the gauge. And then I'll just do maybe 4 rows of each colour. Cast it off, and then I'll give that a little soak tonight, and then pop that in as the final step of this video. But there we go. Right, you're going to see that in a moment. So good morning, and as if by magic in the editing, the swatches are done. It is now Wednesday morning. It's early. It's about 7:15. I found a little bit of light as the sun rises. I need to go and get ready for my course today. I said I can't take Friday off to do the mystery knit along because I'm on a course. So I'm going on a 3-day first aid course. So if you need to put an arm in a sling after Friday, I'll be your man. So I'm just going to need to leave in about 45 minutes or so. So I just thought I'd pop along quickly and show you last night's progress. So the last thing you saw, let's start with the lazy swatches. It's early, I'm a bit gravelly. So you saw the lazy swatches last night. I'm a bit fussy sometimes, and I was like, oh, what are all these ends? So I watched Stephen's video to see how he had done his, so I can make them nice and neat. And I then realised that I was doing it wrong, so I did really thick wraps, which I think was okay to show you actually the range of the colours, but the actual lazy swatches that Stephen's done are smaller. So I did 3, and let me just quickly show you. So this one is the sort of the smaller wrap version of the one that I've shown you just now. So this is the sort of the fade. So we have the red, and then it fades through to the lighter colours. So I really like that contrast, and I really love the fade. And then the other 2, I've kind of mixed and matched them. So we start with the dark grey here, but then it goes either then into the red or to the cream, and then into the light, then obviously the alternate red and the cream, and so forth. So again, kind of just shows the range of the colours, and I do just love how the colours are working. This one is lovely with the fade, but I really love how actually by merging the greys and the cream together, you really get that pop of red that just stands out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the colours come to life. So I've done 3 so that I can see how the colours kind of work together. As I said just now, Stephen says that not to worry about which colour is colour 1, colour 2, etc. He'll talk us through that when the first bit of the pattern is released. But for now, at least, I've got 3 kind of variations for how the colours could work. And I was actually really excited about doing this last night. I'm someone that gets quite excited about planning my projects, and I get less excited once I've started them. It's all about the planning, finding wool, finding patterns. But actually sitting here last night, wrapping wool and colours, it's almost like swatching. And I never do that because I'm just eager to get going. But, you know, I can't get going till Friday. So a couple of colour palette choices there. And then I also mentioned that I was going to do an actual swatch. Turn it around. So I've done an actual swatch. I'm really happy with this. Stephen said, I said I was going to do 4 rows of each, which is actually then in the pattern. Stephen does give you a tip if you want to swatch to see what it looks like, and he tells you to do garter stitch. I don't know if that's a clue. I don't know. But he told me to do garter stitch for my swatch anyway, which is what I've done. And again, this one I did the same as this one. So this lazy swatch is mirroring this one. And yeah, equally great the way the colours are sort of interacting and playing together. And that pop of red, I'm gonna love it. But more importantly, as I said just now, the purpose of doing this swatch was so that I could then wash it, not at temperature, you know, only ever wash like hand heat. I don't know how to describe hot water. Hand heat, what is that about? Warm water in the sink with a bit of Eucalan. So I did this. I usually block things for about half an hour. So I blocked this one for like 20 minutes because it's only a small piece. But you can see no colour run. So this little spot here, that's a little fleck of red in the colour. A little blue fleck there. So no, I'm really happy with this swatch. The colours haven't run, fantastic. One of my friends suggested getting some colour catchers as well though, just in case, as an extra precaution. So I'm feeling quite chilled. I was feeling quite chilled out about it anyway after I just rinsed the yarn. I'm now even happier because this hasn't run at all, but I will get a colour catcher just in case. Imagine all that hard work and then all of a sudden the cream's not cream anymore. But it's not going to because my swatch is fine. I haven't checked my gauge properly I am slightly off on gauge, so interestingly, this is actually the 4 inches, very handy. And I am a couple of stitches too big. So I'm like 2 stitches out, which obviously if that was a jumper, you might need to adjust it, because 2 stitches every 4 inches, before you know it, you could be like 10 stitches out. But I'm not going to change my needle size. I really like the fabric. It's nice and neat. It's not loose, you know, it's not full of holes. It's not really tight. It's got a nice little drape about it. So even though I'm slightly out on my gauge, I'm not going to worry about it. I always have loads of wool left over after I work a Stephen pattern, so I'm fine. I'm not going to run out of wool. I was going to say something else then about running out of wool. Oh, in the pattern, he says you need 5 colours, 100 grams of each, but you will have leftovers. So I'm not changing my gauge. I like that. So that was done on a 3.5mm needle. So there we go. I think that is it for this episode of Martin's Swatches. So yeah, I think we are, well, I'm ready to go. Are the rest of you ready to go? There are so many people commenting on the last couple of videos saying that you're back for the make along, that it's our anniversary because you found me for last year's make along. There are lots of you starting from scratch, having never done a mystery knit along. You know, this is only my 3rd. I've only made the Starflake and Slip Extravaganza last year. So for Stephen's Shawlography, I am super excited to get going. I'm ready. Are you? Let me know in the comments below. As usual, thumbs up, click the subscribe button. Let's go on this mad journey together. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Maybe it's been insightful about washing yarn and some, you know, me sharing, not my yarn stresses, but, you know, the thought process that goes behind. I haven't been stressed about it. You know, it's fine. I love the colours and I'm just happy that I had a little trial wash. So yeah, I'm super excited. So let me know how ready, how prepared are you? Has your yarn arrived? Has your yarn not arrived? Are you raring to go for Friday? That's it from me. The next video will be after I've started. As I said, my plan originally was for the next video to be on Friday, but because of my course at work, I might have like this much to show you Friday night. So I might actually wait until Saturday or maybe even Sunday. I will see how much progress there is. I'll film some footage Friday, Saturday, even Sunday. So you'll see as I'm going, but it may be edited together and then uploaded Saturday night or Sunday. But there'll be a video this weekend, no doubt about it. So I will leave it there. Thank you very much, as always, for giving me a little bit of your time. And until we speak again, happy crafting.